Hello everyone, this is Flynn. It's going to be part 2 of my dice log. So I added a good amount of functionality for this dice. So let me get started here. So I've done a lot more work with this dice manager object. Like in my other video, I talked about how I want to record the number of 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, 5s, and 6s when you make a dice roll, right? So I think I finally got there. And I actually added functionality where, player two's dice can be different than player one's dice. And that gets into the idea where I might want to have different cool looking dice for each player to use when they're making rolls. So let me click play. And so in my dice manager, player 1 is rolling right now, and they are going to roll 1 dice. I have a couple triggers that say, hey, if all the dice have stopped moving, this will become true, and then this will record all the dice results. So let's roll a dice. So I got a 3. So notice with number of 3s is 1. This is now triggered. This is a true or false check. The dice have stopped moving. You saw the record dice flash, because after it records, it's no longer, you don't need to keep recording the dice results. It just needs to record one time. So let's change this to 5 dice. This is where it gets a little bit cooler. There we go. I'm rolling 5 dice now. And now here are my results. I have 2 1s. Now you see that there. I have 1 6, 1 5, 1 4. All checks out. And then I can go up to 10. I can do as many as I want really, but I think 10 is a good amount of dice to start with. And there you go. And there's recorded all my results. So that's pretty cool. I have noticed though there is some situations where the dice are cocked. I mean, just like in real life. And it does give me a recorded value, so that's interesting. So I don't know if I want to allow the player to re-roll a cocked dice, or just have it register of whatever the cocked dice register as, because like in real life, if you have a cocked dice, it's like, well, both players probably agree to re-roll it because they can't tell what the dice roll is. But in a computer program, I mean, there is a dice that it says there is a result that the computer says it is. So I mean the way I've designed this anyway, that's what happens. So let me reduce this back to 2 dice. What happens? There you go. Now I'm only rolling 2 dice. So that's cool. So I can fluctuate between 1 dice, 2 dice, 10 dice. So that's pretty nice. And then I wanted to show you what happens if I want to be, well, player 2. What if player 2 has different dice than player 1? So right now I just have these generic white dice. I haven't gone out to the Unity asset store to look at different dice assets, so I just added a particle effect to player 2's dice to make them a bit more fancy looking. So right now player 2 is going to roll 4 dice. So let's see what happens. Cool. So now you see this cool particle effect that player 2 has. So if player 2 is rolling their dice, they would see these dice in their roll. And again, that goes with one way to maybe make some revenue from this game, if I ever get it done. But I might be able to hire artists to make some cool looking dice, and sell it for like a couple bucks or something as like a skin, just like in Fortnite and all those other games. Just a way to generate some revenue. And obviously this dice rolling box is pretty generic. I gotta find ways to make this look nicer, but just when you're starting out, this is nice to play with. So the next step would be for me to integrate what we've seen so far into my game. And so, like I said in my earlier videos, I would like to, like when a one of your creatures is gonna use an ability like heal wave or speed haste or whatever crazy abilities I come up with, I want the player to roll a dice typically, and let's say ability is 4 up, you know, if you got a 4 or higher, you would succeed, and the ability would take effect. Or anything lower than 4, like in this case, you got a 3, you know, the ability is failed, and that was your attempt for that ability for that turn, you know. So there's going to be a lot of dice rolling, and that's what I would like to do. So my next video, I will show how I integrate this into the game. So that might take a bit longer. So that's it.